Patient case study number 18. So with this particular patient, 36-year-old female, she's been training for a marathon, so kind of good shape. She's changed her diet, and she is now a practicing vegan. If you're not sure what a vegan is, go look it up. So I'm going to kind of go through this and compare Rollins, which you guys saw in the last video, to some of the things that you saw within for this particular test patient number 18, who you have been assigned to. So the first bit that I have is I've taken number 18's urine. I've added it to a little glass tube so that you guys can mark color as well as clarity. Okay, so think if you need to go back and look at Rollins's color, go back and look at Rollins's color. So there's my color. Clarity relates to, am I able to see through it? Is it clear? Or is there any type of cloudiness or turbidity to it? Okay, so that's your first little part. You should have your first two parts of your data chart filled in. Next part is pH, and what you guys see with the pH, there are two scales down the bottom there. The first scale over here goes 0 to 14. Doesn't give you really exact number. You can go half numbers on it. The second scale is a little bit more detailed, so it measures every 0.2 to 0.3, and it's going to give you guys a better idea. The range that we have here is from 5.5 all the way up to 8. So I'm going to take patient number 18. I'm going to take some of the urine from her. I'm going to put it onto our pea hydrant paper and lay it next to our little scale so that you guys can measure it here in a moment. And I'm going to do our second type of pea hydrant paper, which is a little more exact and goes 5.5 to 8. So I'm going to go down and kind of zoom in for you. There's my first type. You want to put that number into your data chart. There are the results. Match it up. If you want to go a half number, you can. Next to that, put a little dash and put your second pH. Hopefully these two numbers are kind of close. So this scale goes a little bit more exact. So I'm just giving you guys a chance to work with a couple of different types of pea hydrant paper to see that we can measure the amount of hydrogen ions in a couple different fashions within this. Next, we want to look at glucose. So our glucose sample, does it have sugar within urine? Remember, we don't want sugar within urine. So our patient, control patient, Mr. Rollins, we took his urine, we added Benedict solution to it. When we were done, put it on a little heat. This is what we end up with. Looks like what we started with. So we said Mr. Rollins was normal for glucose. So there was no glucose in it because we don't want glucose. Patient number 18, we did the same thing. We added urine, we added Benedict solution, we put it on heat. After 5 minutes, there are my results. Go ahead and fill in your data chart. Give it qualitative data too. What color is it? Okay, so put a color there, because that way if there's a color change, that person looking at it will know as well, just looking at pluses or minuses there. Next little bit is protein and chloride. So I gave you guys Rollins across the top, and I gave you guys test patient number 18 along the bottom. So here is Rollins for protein, which is well number 1. Here's test patient number 18 for protein. So remember, Rollins is negative. Okay, we took our urine, we added some burette solution, we let it swish around a little bit, and then we let it sit 3 to 5 minutes. There is no color change there. However, test patient number 18, same thing, urine, burette solution. After about 3 to 5 minutes, we now have this kind of purplish pink color there. So that would be for your proteins. Chlorides, I put it onto a black background for you. If it was positive for chlorides, that sample should turn kind of a cloudy white color, which means that it would be a precipitate in there, which would be the chlorides. These two samples, both Rollins, I'm going to slide them down so you can kind of see a little bit as well. Both Rollins and test patient number 18 are clear. There's no white cloudiness to it, which means that Mr. Rollins as well as patient number 18 are negative for chlorides. The only thing that you guys have left to do from here is to go through and look at microscopic view for patient number 18. You guys will copy and paste that, put that into your data chart, then go through and analyze the data that you guys received. Look at the little background information on that particular patient and see if you guys can kind of determine based on the lab results that you got what that patient may have going on with their system.